Donald Trump wants Omarosa arrested. That's one of the latest updates to this whole Omarosa secret tape, secret recording debacle and scandal. Now, I'm gonna get to where and when Donald Trump made those statements, but before I get to that, I just wanna note that Omarosa is slowly but surely leaking more and more and more of these tapes to the press. The recent example was on MSNBC on Craig Melvin's show. And this tape is actually, in my opinion, one of the more important tapes because it corroborates what she had alleged regarding the Trump administration trying to give her some vague nonsense job, pay her a lot of money to do that job after she got fired, of course, in order to hush her up, just to ensure that she wouldn't say anything negative about Donald Trump following her firing. So what you're about to hear is Omarosa on the phone with Lara Trump, who's married to Eric Trump. And Lara Trump is essentially offering this position to her. Take a listen.
Listen, obviously with like the New York Times article and stuff, you know, it's.
What's the New York Times article?
The one that it was in the New York Times today. I guess you did with Maggie Haberman, or they wrote about you. It sounds a little like obviously that there's something you got in the back pocket to pull out. Clearly, if you come on board the campaign, like we can't have, we gotta.
Oh God, no.
Everybody's positive, right? And so the only thing that we have to consider when we're talking salary as far as the campaign is concerned is that, as you know, everything is public. And all the money that we raise and that pays salaries is directly from donors, small dollar donors for the most part. So I know you were making $179 at the White House. And I think we could work something out where we keep you right along those lines. Specifically, let me see, I haven't even added up the numbers, but we were talking about like $15K a month. Let me see what that adds up to. 12. Yeah, so that's $180,000. Does that sound like a fair deal for you? In terms of your position specifically, I really feel like your position would require, you to be able to be flexible in terms of where you are. Sometimes, come to New York for occasional meetings, but I would love if you could, occasionally go do speaking engagements and that sort of thing for us. I think you'd be awesome doing that. And so it doesn't really matter where you are. If you're comfortable staying in DC, then, we're more than happy to have you.
So she would essentially get this weird, vague job working for the campaign, Trump's reelection campaign. They'd pay her $15,000 a month. But it's very clear what this job is really about. It's, Lara Trump starts off that conversation with, hey, this New York Times Maggie Haberman article makes it seem like you got some dirt in your back pocket. And if you work with our campaign, we can't have that. And this job's super flexible. It's clear what was going on there.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're a Trump person, you don't believe in reality. But for everyone else, that's the clearest thing you've ever heard in your life. It's $180,000 a year to shut up. You've got something in your back pocket, and obviously we can't have that, and that's why we're paying you. And by the way, there's three parts to this story. One that I think some people are focusing on, I don't think is that big a deal. The other two I think are big. So they're like, oh, it's a deal to get her to stay quiet in Washington. Unfortunately, I think they make those deals all the time, okay? And I don't think that's just particularly to Trump. I think both parties do it. I know that the mainstream press will be outraged by that charge, but I think that is fairly regular course of business. Now, on the other hand, that does confirm that Omarosa does have something on them. Because they're not gonna offer that money on speculation, like on Omarosa bluffing,
exactly.
Right? Trump has to authorize that. Trump has to tell Lara, hey, your trusted family, go talk to Omarosa, offer her the $180,000, because he's got something in her back pocket and it's true. So all that talking about like, oh no, I didn't say anything bad around Omarosa. I'm gonna get to Trump's comment in a second. So that's part two in response to this. And then part three is, if you're donating to Donald Trump and you're one of those small donors that they were talking about, they're using your money for hush money. And they told her, you don't barely have to do anything. A couple of speaking engagements, come to New York every once in a while, and that's it.
Oh, it's such a good point.
$180,000 a year to do almost nothing.
That's crazy. I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, and it isn't Trump's money. It isn't the Republican Party's money. At the end of the day, it's your money if you're a Republican donor. And if you're Sheldon Adelson and they robbed you, I don't care at all. Okay,
Right.
You probably don't care, right? But if you gave a small dollar donation to the Republican Party or to Donald Trump, this is what they're using it for.
Jeez.
Okay,
Yeah.
and now finally to the Trump quote. Apparently, according to Sam Nunberg, a former Trump aide, Trump sees Omarosa as a formidable enemy.
He does. And the reason why he sees her as an enemy is because she's using his tactics against him.
Yes.
Right? She knows him well. She's known him for over 15 years. Obviously, she has numerous tapes to, prove what she claims in her book. There is something, I have issues with Omarosa. However, there is something very refreshing about a black woman doing this to him. Right? And then also, look, this is the part that I consider the most troubling out of all of this, right? So we know that Trump wants to retaliate against those who criticize him, who speak out against him. Revoking John Brennan's security clearance was an example of that. But according to reporting in Vanity Fair, Trump wants Omarosa arrested because of what's going on, which is, this is unacceptable. So Trump told advisors that he wants Attorney General Jeff Sessions to have Manigault Newman arrested. Another Republican recounted how over the weekend, Trump derailed a midterm election strategy session to rant about her betrayal. In an effort to change the narrative, the White House announced yesterday that Trump had revoked former CIA Director John Brennan's security clearance. So that was done not just to retaliate, but according to this reporting, possibly to distract people. But then that story became a scandal. I mean, this guy is not smart, but also dangerous when it comes to, what he wants to do to those who speak out against him.
Two things about that. One, I mean, considering her a formidable enemy, it makes sense if you're a reality show star, which is what Donald Trump is. If you were a serious person, you would be concerned about Kim Jong-un or Vladimir Putin or Bashar al-Assad, right? If you're a non-serious person, you think like, ooh, Omarosa might beat me in the ratings. She's a formidable enemy. Okay, point two. I said unbelievable as Anna was saying that they're considering arresting her. But to be fair to me, I'm the one who said they would, right? And so I guess it is believable. I said they would start arresting their political opponents. And people were like, oh, you're crazy, no way. No, they're natural born fascists. And just in the last week alone, his allies like Jerry Falwell Jr. have said that Comey should be arrested, Obama and Hillary Clinton should be arrested, and even Attorney General Jeff Sessions should be arrested. Okay, his own Attorney General, who Trump now wants to arrest, Omarosa. So apparently, anyone who disagrees with Trump, there's somebody, Judge Pirro, talking about similar things on, I can't believe I called her a judge. Anyway, on Fox News. So, no, these people, they couldn't wait to be fascist, and Trump has given them permission.
Right.
Oh, now we start rounding people up. Now look, if you want to talk about, hey, Omarosa has these tapes, and some of them might have been in the Situation Room, and is that a national security issue? I think that's a fair question, and you could have a debate over that. If the government says, hey, those tapes in particular I have an issue with, okay, great, arrest her. Arrest her for what? What's the crime? Name a crime. What are we arresting her for? We're arresting her because Trump doesn't like her. I mean, they haven't done it yet, but this is solid reporting from inside the White House saying Trump wants to do it. Natural born fascist. Two easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.